How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of SevTech Ages. Today we are going to put together a bunch of the essence plants, and to start off with, we are going to make these ones that I have bookmarked right now. Some of them will go toward the singularities and some of them are not, but the reason that we're going to be crafting all of these is because we are also going to need a new form of power, because for the singularities themselves, we are going to need the quantum compressors, and those are going to need 5,000 power a tick, which I don't think we can currently do. We might be able to support one of them at a time, but I want to try and make 4 of them at the start here, just so that we have multiples of these singularities getting crafted at once, because we're going to need 2 sets of all of these, and there's 32 of them to make. So by having 4 of them, it's not going to take as long, hopefully, here, but we will see if we need to scale that up, and hopefully our power option that we're going to be building is going to make a difference here. So over on our crafting table, we are pretty much going to need just a bunch of seeds. So I'm fairly certain most of these are not going to be tier 1s, right? Everything's going to be tier 2 or 4 or 5. Yeah, okay. So let me just make a bunch of tier 1s for right now. We are going to need 9 or 10, 11 of them right now. So let's do that. I'm going to shift all those in there. And for right now, we're going to use all of our prosperity shards on these guys. We're going to make 1 of each of these crops, and then we are also going to start making all of the other ones that we need as well for the singularities. And to start, we're also only going to do 1 crop per singularity as well. And once I go back to Neptune, I think it was, to get more of the prosperity shard pieces to make the ingots that we need, then once we're done with that, I will start using any extra prosperity shards or farming more of them to be able to make more of the crops if we need to do that. I think each of these things give us more than 1 usually. I guess the diamonds give us 1. Okay. Redstone's going to give us 16. Emeralds is going to give us 1. Okay, so some of these crops we're definitely going to want multiples of because it's not going to be very quick, but we're probably not going to need a lot of them here. But okay. Anyways, we are going to make all of these, so we need a tier 5 seed for that. Let me go through and keep track of what exactly we need so that I don't make more than what we actually have to at the moment. All right, well, currently we only needed to leave 4 of them as a tier 3. We also need 2 of them as a tier 4, and then the other 5 of these can get turned into tier 5. So let's do that, and now all we got to do is go through these, and as long as we have the ore or the ingots in our system, we can craft the plants, which we don't have the platinum in there. So, do we have platinum in here? We do indeed. I might just take the stuff from here for 2 seconds, make the crops that we want to make, and then replace them in the chest when we are done. But anyways, there is our platinum seed. So let me take that out of there. We should have the emeralds in our system, which we do indeed. Good. Let's get rid of that. We probably don't have the flux seeds, which we do not. Okay. So do I have that in this? No. Do I have it in one of these guys? I sure don't. Okay. Do we have the stuff to make the normal seed? We do. All right, get rid of that one. We should have the diamonds and stuff. So let me go through and make the ones that we do have, and then we should be good to start plopping down some cloches and getting things rolling here. And for right now, we're just going to continue placing them out here. We are going to have to place something else down here eventually because we don't really have all that much room to be continually just placing these things outside. So I think I'm going to build a little building for everything. And if we do end up going crazy with the amount of cloches that we have down, then I'll just probably expand the building or something, or we just drop all the stuff in the ground here. But once we get our power system up and running, all of the power cables are going to disappear. We're going to swap to a different power cable. We're going to swap to a different water pipe as well. We are pretty much going to go all with mechanism stuff. So that's the plan right now. And so hopefully by plugging all these things in, letting it run for a little while, we are going to be able to generate all of the stuff that we need to make the entire power system in one go instead of dragging it out over today's episode. So that's the plan. Let me plug all these guys in, get everything kind of running. Hopefully this one pump as well is able to handle that many. I don't know if it is going to be able to do that, but we'll see, I guess. Alrighty, well, everything seems to be working fine right now. Nothing is low on power or water, so that's a great sign. We have resources coming in, and it's going to take a little while to actually build up a good amount to where we're able to actually craft the things that we want to craft today. So I am going to AFK for a little while, let everything build up, and then when we come back, we are going to be able to craft up that new power generator, and also possibly craft up some more essence seeds as well. We have a little bit more of the prosperity stuff laying around. I think what I'm going to do while I'm letting this stuff generate is jump back on over to Neptune or whatever planet we need to go to and gather up some more of the ore to be able to craft up more of the prosperity shards here. So that way we don't have any delays here and I'm not just AFKing and not really progressing the world. So let me get back to grinding out some ore and let this stuff process through as well. Alrighty, well, a bit of time has passed and we've built out a decent amount of the essence, but before we start using this to produce our power, what I want to do instead is try and finish off the ultimate ingots. We're only missing a couple more things. In between cuts here, I went back to the planets and collected a bunch of the ore and produced a bunch of the prosperity shards. So I think we have enough to craft out all of the ingots that we need for the essence stuff. And then in between episodes, I've also gone back to the Between Lands and collected the octine, and I also did the night slime, which I had ready to go last episode. I just completely forgot about it. It was in our smeltery. I just didn't put it out into ingots. So we have that done as well. So all we're missing currently is the essence ingots and these three from the Steve's Cart stuff. So what we're going to do right now is try and produce all three of those, and to do that, we could trade for the blue stuff like we did last time. The thing is, I don't have a good power supply at the moment to actually run our pump jack long enough to produce the oil that we're going to need to get all of these. So instead, what we're going to do is just produce it the normal way, which requires us to get some iron as well as some of that stuff, which then is just platinum and obsidian. We currently have around 1800 obsidian, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough to actually make all of these that we need. And then with these, we are only going to need 4 of them for the blue ingot, and then we take those and we smelt them down again with this recipe, which is a full block of platinum. That is then going to give us 2 of these. We need 4 of them to get the other ingot, and then we need these to then combine down into 9 to give us the lumps that then turn into the final ingot that we need. So we're going to have a lot of platinum requirements to produce this, and I'm hoping with all the obsidian that we have, that's enough. If not, I can just jump back to the end and take out one of the towers or something. That way we don't have to waste the essence on making a seed. But this is all platinum right here, and hopefully we are going to have enough of it to make all of these things that we need. So every 8 of these is going to give us only 2, but we have almost 4,000 essence in this drawer. So I think we're going to be fine. I think this is also iron. Yeah, this is iron. Okay, so I think those are the only 2 I'm going to be dipping into right now to try and get all this stuff crafted. Well, I think I'm going to need more than a stack of this stuff. We're going to start with only a stack and go from there, although that is definitely not all the obsidian that I have in my system. Why did it not craft everything? There you go. Okay, let's take that. We have a stack of this. We are going to need 7 per 5. So I need to process this through real quick. Anyways, while we're waiting for that to smelt down, let's take all of the prosperity shards that I built up. We also have more of the ore and stuff set aside if we do need more. I just need to get the eyeballs kind of under control. But we are going to take this. Let's plop it in there. I don't know why my system keeps turning off like that, but that is kind of annoying. But we're going to take that, and we are going to craft up these guys. So we just need iron and the prosperity shards. So there's only 8 of them that we need. So that means we only need 32 of these ingots because they don't go into each other here. So that is going to hopefully work. Let's take 4 of these, and for right now, I'm just going to plop them in there so I don't accidentally mix them up. We can then take all of the other 28 of these and mix them down with some essence. So we need these guys like so. Oh man, I keep clicking on everything but the right stuff. Okay, so we need those all turn into the tier 1s. We then take 4 of those, plop them in the chest for right now, and we're going to rinse and repeat this over and over again until we have 4 of each type here. Alrighty, well, I accidentally miscounted here. We only needed 7 of them, not 8 of them. So I should have double counted before I started crafting, but it's fine. We've got 4 extra of the insanium ingots, which I guess if we wanted to, we can put it into our tinker table, but not really anything else we're going to be crafting with that. So that can just hang out in our workbench here. We don't plan on touching that again. So now we're just down to these last 3, which we should have here in just a second. Well, I think I was right here. So we're going to do 8 of those. Let's actually do 9 of them. And we're most likely going to need more of the hardener stuff here in a second. So let's take that. We can plop it in here. We need iron. We need the hardener stuff as well as the mesh. And that should be all that we need, right? And we just flip it on. That should start working. Hopefully, unless we plop it over here. Nope, that's not going there. Okay. All right, well, I was a little worried because this was not working, but it turns out I was doing it wrong. So we have to place the iron on this side, and that should begin processing through, which I think it's doing. There we go. Now it's going. Okay, cool. We got 45, so we can set 4 of them aside because that is one of the ingots done. So then for the tier 2 thing, we are going to need to mix this together with some other stuff. The thing is, I don't currently have any more of the gas tiers because I used all of those to craft up the prosperity shards. So I need to actually jump back to the nether and farm some real quick. I think I have everything else ready to go here. So give me 2 seconds. Another thing that we need to set up today as well, or probably today if we can get to it, is a full-on mob farm. So I'm going to build out the mob machine from Industrial Foregoing. It requires us to grab a mob in one of the little like Pokeball looking things. And that is what we're going to use to try and farm up items. Because right now, as far as I'm aware, the only singularity that we need is going to be the player compass. So we want to set one of those up. And to do that, we're going to need farms running because I didn't know it until someone let me know in the comments that the spawners in this pack break after a certain amount of time. So we want to set this up. I found 2 player spawners so far, and I need to grab one of them with the Pokeball or one of the spawns with the Pokeball. So that way we have infinite spawns potentially moving forward. Anyways, though, let me go ahead and go farm some in the nether, and then we should have the other 2 ingots potentially put together here in just a second. Well, I just got done processing through all the other Galgadorian stuff here, so let's see if my math was correct here. So we only need 4 of these, which we have exactly enough, and we have 4 of those left over. So that is awesome. We are done with those metal ingots immediately. And it's not very common that my math is correct, but today was one of those days, so that's great. I just need to process it through on the smeltery over here, and then that is going to be those guys done. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and add these to the chest here. So we are just about done with this. We have 2 things missing, and the reason that those are missing right now is because they're in this chest, and the reason that they're over here is because I have all of the ingots required for the singularities set aside if we can turn them into seeds. So we're going to take these 2 right now, as well as all the other ones here in a second, but for right now, these 2 need to be changed, and what we are going to do is turn them into these seeds. So let me go ahead and craft them together real quick. We should have all of the essence and prosperity shards in the system, so we need our prosperity shards. We have almost 600 of them. So that is going to be more than enough to get this stuff done. Let me get these guys done and then grow some of the essence so that we can throw our ultimate ingot together here. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and get our ultimate ingots put together here. So this is going to be our Ardite and Cobalt dealt with here. Let's actually drop the excess off in the chest so we don't accidentally somehow use them. And I don't know how I just shift-clicked the Cobalt into there. Okay. Anyways, though, there is our stuff back. So all we got to do now is take all of this out of the box. And we can't quite do that. Okay. Can I shift-click the stuff in here and then come back to it? Probably. Will it stay? It does stay. Okay, cool. So let me go through and add all this stuff in just in case it wants to be placed in this specific order. In which case, you know what? Hold on. Let me just do this first. See if that is going to matter. And then we can probably just have it fix itself by doing that. Okay, cool. Never mind. It doesn't even have to be in the same order. But there is our ultimate ingot. So let's get that thing crafted. And there is 4 of them. Great. So that should have triggered an advancement. Should it not have? Oh, it's the next table and then the ultimate ingot for some reason. So I guess we can throw that table together now that we don't need this thing anymore, hopefully. And if we do still need it, then hopefully the table is backwards compatible with the other recipes because I'd rather not have to make another set. Well, here's the ultimate crafting table, and there's a couple more advancements as well. But now if we plop this thing down, we should be able to start making our singularity catalyst that we need. So to do that, we are going to need these guys, which requires more of the black iron, which we have a little bit left over. I just need to make a couple into plates and I guess a couple into the catalyst as well. So we can throw one of those together and then start the process of actually producing our first singularity, which is going to take a little while to go. Well, to start off, we're only going to do 4 of the quantum compressors right now. If we need to place down more of them to speed up the whole process here, then we will, but we'll do 4 for right now. And let's click on this. We are going to need to set aside 4 of those for the finished product, and I believe the rest of this all goes into these guys. Okay, so let's do that. Let's plop those over there. We should have all of them there. There we go. We are missing a little bit. So what are we missing? This stuff, which we can make. Actually, we can't. That might actually be over by our astro sorcery stuff. We might have some of the luminescence powder already crafted over there. So let me just very quickly double check. We might have some, and we don't have any. That is illumination powder. We don't need that. We need luminescence powder. Okay, so let me grab some of that. I think that's the only thing we were missing to craft some more of it, and then we should have the rest of the catalyst put together, and there we go. Nice. Okay, so with 4 of these, we need to plug this into a power system real quick, which I don't think I have any more of the HV plugs at the moment, so let me just very quickly check. We do not. Okay, so can we craft any? We sure can. Cool. Let me get that, and for right now, we are going to plop this outside because there's not really any connectors on the inside here. But once we get the mechanism power cables put together, then we can probably shift these back inside somewhere where we are going to be able to get the essence auto-crafted into the ingots and chucked into this thing. That is currently what I want to do. So to do that, we're also going to need more of the computer stuff over there. But let's plop this guy here. And let's see if this is going to be draining our batteries like crazy, which it's got a buffer of 5 million. I think it was 5 million, right? Or was it 5 billion? Hold on 1 second. It is 5 million. Okay, so that's going to drain our batteries a little bit. I think for right now, I'm only going to do one of these compressors because I want to see how our power production is going to handle it, which I don't think it's going to do too well. And I think if we end up breaking this machine when it's like at 1,000 or 5,000, whatever the case may be, we end up losing that progress. So I'd rather not be burning materials like that. So right now, I'm going to try the iron one. We also need to craft the catalyst thingy. So that is just emeralds and more of that stuff, which we have already. So let me get one of them put together. I'm going to load this thing up with some iron, maybe plop a drawer next to it so that it's constantly feeding. And I don't think we have 10,000 iron right now, but we have a little bit since we have the essence. I think we also have like 600 or something in our system as well. So I'm going to move all that stuff over, see if we can make a decent dent in one of the iron singularities and see how our power handles it all. Well, I thought we were going to have a lot more iron with the amount of essence that we had built up, but we only have 2,700 right now. So I'm not even going to bother plugging it into this thing and letting it just waste the iron pretty much because we have to move this thing. And I already have a feeling that our power is not going to be able to power this thing properly. So what I'm going to do right now is start producing all of the products that the Essence make. So I'm going to turn all this stuff into the usable products that we can. That way I can just start making all of the parts that we need for the other power system. I'm probably just going to do it over here. I'm going to dig a hole because I don't really want to have it on top here. It's going to be 5 machines that we need pretty much to get this thing running as fast as we can. And I'll go over that with you guys here in a second. Let me just process through all this stuff so that we have it. And yeah, we can get that thing up and running. Start producing all the other essence seeds that we need, as well as duplicates, apparently, because one seed is not going to be enough. That's going to take way too long. So we're probably going to aim for... let's do probably 3 to 4 seeds of each of these crops that we need a singularity from, as well as the ones that we haven't even crafted yet. So I think I'm going to make those ones before we do any more of those, just so that we have everything at least being produced. Alrighty, well, today's episode is going to be wrapping up here. Unfortunately, I am having some technical issues once again. It seems like every month at the start of it, I just have PC issues. So this is fun, but we are going to have this episode going out, which should be on the 17th. And I'm most likely, if I can't get my PC under control, going to be missing the next 3 weeks after that. I was kind of against the clock trying to get episodes recorded because I knew I was going to be missing the ability to record over the next couple of weeks, and I didn't really get it done. Trying to grind stuff in this game took a little longer than I was anticipating for, and so I didn't really backlog any episodes like I should have. Anyways, though, I was able to craft up all the seeds that we need, so all of these go towards singularities. These guys are going to go toward making sand because we have glass singularities that we need. And then I also have a black quartz one, which I don't think that was a singularity. I don't remember why I made... Oh, you know why I made it? Because we are going to need these guys, and I didn't want to be short on having the black iron there. So for the most part, we have a lot of things done. We still need to make the essence for pigs, which requires us to get the chunks, which we didn't even bother crafting that stick thing today. So you know what? Let's risk it for the biscuit here. Maybe we can get this thing made before my PC decides to shut off. But all we need is this. We need one of those, and then we can craft the dagger. Cool. So I'm most likely going to try and enchant this as much as I can. Right now, we don't exactly have any good books. I think we have like looting 1 and sharpness 3 there, but nothing really great. So before we start using that, I am going to try and enchant it. Probably just build out a normal vanilla thing and just rinse and repeat until we have what we want. Anyways, though, like I said, we are having PC issues, so we didn't quite get all the stuff done that I wanted today. There's nothing outside that we haven't seen already. I didn't even bother, or I haven't even started building out the power supply system and all that stuff. So hopefully, if I can get everything under control, we can maybe make next week's episode. If not, then there's going to be a bit of a gap here between episodes before we go live again. But in the event that I'm not able to get an episode out over the next 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, what did I just say, 3 or 4 weeks, I do have another series/episode thing recorded. It was intended to be a series, and I was trying to record the entire thing in one go, so that way I can just like drop it out over the weeks, or just bulk drop it in general. But it turned out to just be a single episode thing. So that might go live sooner than I was anticipating for, because I wanted to get some other stuff done before having that one roll out. But it looks like I might be kind of forced to put it out if my computer continues to be a dum-dum here. But unfortunately, that is where we're going to be wrapping up today's episode. I don't want to start building out anything just in case this decides to crash, so that way we're not kind of losing any capture footage or anything happening weird in the world here. I want to save and leave as soon as I can here. And hopefully we are back next week. If not, then I will do a community post, or I will post on this episode. I'll pin a comment or something and let you guys know what's going to happen. But yeah, as far as today goes, that is unfortunately going to be it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed as always, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.